Masters table. Masters table.
Master elements.
Masters table. Masters table.
Racism, white supremacy is a dynamic system for the ultimate purpose of white genetic survival on the planet. White supremacy.
You are in an evil system, a system that is designed deliberately to produce evil thoughts, to produce animosity, to produce violence.
Introduction to African civilizations and man-garden civilization.
Masters table. Masters table.
Master elements.
Masters table. Masters table.
Master elements.
We dedicate lives to the study of history.
They didn't tell us that if you give up the man, you're going to take one of these things and it's worse and it will destroy your nation.
The right way is clearly distinct from error.
Racism is a competitive relationship between groups of people who are competing for the ownership and control of resources, wealth, and power.
Masters table.
Yeah, like that. Let's see what's in the God's mind.
Listen, we here, family.
We back.
We are here, family. Shout out to the family in the building. Come on up in here. Come on up in here so we could get this thing started. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Sincere Love, the Godcast. I am the God, Sincere Love, and I am here once again with my lovely co-host, Nicey Girl. What is going on, man? It feels like forever.
It does. I don't know. It feels like, did we do a show? We did a show last week, right?
We wasn't here last week. No, I wasn't here last week. I was in Charlotte.
Are you right? So it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, I wanted to get on, but, chilling with them, you know what I mean? But, yeah, I went to Charlotte last week for baby girl's final procedure. She is now cancer-free. Shout out to my daughter, Azarea. Baby girl is now cancer-free, finished all her treatment. So we went last week to get her port removed. For the people that don't know, they put a port, basically. Usually they put it somewhere around here or whatever, but we had them put it like in the middle where the scar wouldn't show.
Okay.
So she had a port inserted in here, and that's where they hook up the chemo treatments and all of that stuff, so that they don't got to do every week. That's my son.
And so no radiation is going to be required or anything like that. She's just completely.
Nah, she didn't have to do no radiation. It was just
Thank
all
God.
injected through the port. And it was a pretty smooth process, you know what I'm saying? Considering how scary it was in the beginning when we first found out and got the diagnosis and everything. But 6 months, everything went the way that the doctors told us it would go. Pretty smooth. Like, she wasn't really down bad. She would get weak, you know what I'm saying? After each treatment, she would feel weak and, have like little up and downs with her appetite and stuff like that. She has some skin irritations and the loss of hair. Those are like the two main things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? She had like rash all over her body, which we still working on getting that healed, and her hair starting to grow back and stuff like that.
Already.
But yeah, we finished with the treatments. We have to go for the bell ringing ceremony next month for the whole family to come down and celebrate everything with her and all of that.
Yay.
But yeah, we glad that's behind us.
Amen.
Yeah. For sure.
I'm happy for her.
And shout out to all of y'all sending us well wishes and prayers and things like that. We definitely appreciate all of the positive energy, you know what I'm saying, doesn't go unnoticed. We appreciate it. Baby girl appreciates it. And so, yeah, that's behind us now. And so that's why we wasn't here last week. But it feels like even longer than just 1 week.
It does. And I think
reason.
also it's because of the Black Business Showcase. You know, it's kind of been a little slow getting the guests on. So again, if you are a Black business owner, entrepreneur, please DM myself or Sincere, or you can email us at godcastenterprises@gmail.com. That's godcastenterprises@gmail.com. If you want to get your business featured on the Godcast, please email us, or you can DM either one of us on social media, preferably Instagram if you could, or Twitter.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, people have been giving us a lot of recommendations for the natural remedies and all of that, the soursop, the black seed oil, and, you know, just fasting and juicing and stuff like that, you know, just trying to just have better habits in general going forward. So I've definitely been encouraging her to do all of that stuff too. But yeah, appreciate that, fam. And speaking of
fasting, I did a fast for 14 days. It ended on Wednesday last week. And I still been fasting. I haven't eaten anything today. I'm only drinking. I have my Rise coffee and water. And
how you like that? How you like that Rise coffee?
I love it. I'm like, now I can't. I have to have it. Like my son is addicted to it. It's no caffeine. I myself, you know, last year had to have a mammogram. And so last year, you know, I got a scare, if you will, because they called me back like, oh, we need to, you know, do a second one and do an ultrasound because we saw something and da-da-da-da. And so I'm all panicking, scared, kept it to myself, went back, did the mammogram again, as well as the ultrasound. And I had a benign cyst, which happens to women due to lots of caffeine. So I switched from drinking coffee. I love coffee, and the Rise gives me my coffee, you know, knocks my coffee craving, but it's really good for bloating, and, you know, it curbs my appetite. It's actually good for you because it's different healthy mushrooms, basically, that they've made a coffee out of. So I love it. My son loves it. Yeah, I'm off coffee now.
Yeah. I've been hearing good things about that.
And they have a matcha too. I have the matcha as well, and I like both.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for sure.
And I lost weight. Can't y'all tell? Like, I'm getting my jawline back. Y'all see it?
She said jawline.
I'm getting my jawline back and stuff because, you know, that little double chin was kind of popping. So, yeah, I lost 5 pounds. You know, I'll take it.
Yeah, you take all that.
All that, yeah.
Take all that. And, you know, it's harder for y'all women, too. It's harder for y'all to lose weight. For some reason, it's a little bit easier for us. It's like, you know, I know me, anytime I get started with any type of program, any type of regimen, the weight falls off me immediately, like at least the first 10, 15 pounds. And then it feels like you hit a wall where you got to, you know, really put in some work to lose the next, 5 pounds or whatever. But for me, it usually just falls off immediately. I'll do a fast or whatever. I'll stop eating certain things.
Yeah. Keep it going. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, you obviously have your hunger, but if you're drinking water and focused on other things, I've been doing my vision board. Obviously, I work, you know, a full-time job. So you just don't think about it, you know, just focus on other things that you could be doing outside of eating, and then you'll forget about it. And when it's time to eat, you eat. And I've also feel like I can't eat as much. Like, my stomach shrunk a little bit. Like, I get full so fast. And it could be because I'm constantly drinking fluids too, you know, but I'm getting full a lot faster. So, you know, I'll eat, go to bed, and do it again the next day. And I don't feel anything, no headaches, nothing.
That's good, man. That's great. Keep it up.
Yeah.
Definitely keep it up. Shout out to the brother James in the room. He said it's his first time here, recommended by the Lioness Crown. Shout out to Lioness Crown. Salute to you,
Jade.
Welcome to the Godcast. Appreciate you being here. And we need everybody to hit that like button as y'all coming up in here. Make sure y'all share this out on your social media platforms and let everybody know that we are live with another Sunday episode of Sincere Love the Godcast. We got a lot that we're going to get into this afternoon. If you're not already subscribed to us on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to both channels, Sincere Love the God, as well as Godcast Enterprises on YouTube. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell so you can be reminded whenever we go live with new content on either channel. Appreciate everybody tapping in from Facebook as well. Shout out to the Twitter family, wherever you at, catching us on the replay. Appreciate all y'all. And so before we get started with the main topic for today, I do want to give a shout out to a Black business, GW Apparel. I want you to make sure that you follow my guy. He's at Untitled Production Team on Instagram, all underscores. After each word is an underscore, Untitled underscore, production underscore, team. So Untitled Production Team with all underscores. Make sure y'all following that brother. He got some dope clothing, apparel, and stuff like that. And he drops a lot of good game on his channel as well, too. But I was chopping it up with him recently. He wants me to become an ambassador for his brand. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to working with that brother in the future. So make sure y'all following him.
I'm already following. So I'm a subby.
Yes, indeed.
I also want to give a birthday shout out to my cousin. She's out there in Georgia, in Atlanta with you, my cousin Tamisha. Happy number 48. You look good. 48 where?
Good.
48 where? You look damn good. I love you and happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Tamisha. Happy birthday. And so we missed last week too, so we didn't get the shout out MLK. Happy birthday, MLK. Yeah, happy belated to the king. To the king. Hi. What you think before we even get started with that? What you think about people? Because we've been posting for MLK. We post a lot of his stuff on social media and all that. And I keep getting Negroes in my comments talking about we shouldn't be celebrating MLK and he was a CIA, he was an op and all of this stuff. People got a lot of negative stuff to say about the king, man. How you feel about that?
I'm gonna go as far as I've seen. What's his name? Dr. Boyce kind of said something negative. He posted a video clip of Dr. Claude just talking about integration. And how integration basically didn't work for us. But I just felt like his caption was kind of weird and stuff in the timing of it. Like, we're not talking about that. And we already know that he realized the errors of that, later on. Right. And he spoke on that. So to bring that up again, during his birthday celebration, right now we're focused on his speech where he was talking about reparations and coming to get our check. Anything, else to me is great. He has some great speeches. Let's, not get it twisted, but I felt a way about that, with Dr. Boyce. I'm sorry.
I think that should be cool. And I didn't see Dr. Boyce's post, but I know he does a lot of stuff just for engagement. I know he's good for like clickbaity stuff, just for engagement and stuff like that. But yeah, I feel like that's weird when I see a lot of that stuff, man. Again, people forget Dr. King was only 39 years old. Dr. King didn't even live to see his 40th birthday. He was a very young man. You know what I'm saying? He was evolving. He still hadn't become, his best version of himself yet. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, he might have made some missteps along the way, some premature steps along the way. But like you said, he realized a lot of that already beforehand.
Right.
And the bottom line is his intentions was good. You know what I'm saying? You are op. That means you are intentionally undermining the people. You intentionally misleading the people. And I can't put that jacket on Dr. King, man. So I think that shit is corny. People doing shit like that.
Did you see that post from Michael Rappaport? This food that folks have invited to the barbecue, but basically, calling him a Zionist and all this other weird stuff. Like, I understand Black grassroots, especially our sister Vicky Dillard. She stays on his neck. Shout out to her. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like some of his celebrity friends also need to call him out because the crap isn't okay. The things that he's doing, and I guess he's doing it for clickbait. Maybe it's, what was the movie he was in, Higher Learning? What was his name on that movie?
Yeah, he was in Higher Learning. I forgot his name.
Yeah, I can't think of his name, but it seems like that's who he is. And it's starting to surface. That character is who he really is.
Yeah, for real. For real. Like, I don't know who was inviting that Negro to the that Negro. I don't know who was inviting his ass to the cookout, but please.
Yeah, stop doing that. Right, don't invite none of them. None of them. We got to get us together. We don't need no outsiders in. What we doing anyway. We need to be celebrating us with us. You know,
Right.
period.
Right. But nicely, man. You're a fashionista and all that, man. What you think about my hat?
I would
You
rock
don't like
that. I like
you
the
a
hat.
rock dude?
I would rock that. Like I already see that. I can, keep wear some cute. Like I have a bag already that'll go with it. To be honest, with some boots or something, maybe even some, some tennis
Okay.
shoes with some jeans with my hair down. Yeah, I'm rocking it.
Okay,
1,000.
nicely said she rock it because
I will rock it.
niggas was trying to roast me for this hat at the barbershop yesterday. My young dudes, they was trying to roast me yesterday. I ain't give a damn. I ain't give a damn. Listen, it been about 13 degrees, 12 degrees, them type of temperatures around here. You know, I got this bald ass head. I said, look, you know what I mean? This is real cozy right here. You know what I mean?
I'm just thinking with a cute jacket, they got a little fur around the collar. I could like step this up. It can be casual. It can be casual chic. Like it's fly to me.
Yeah.
It's
I like
different. You
that.
don't see anybody walking around with it. Everybody can wear a Laker hat, a LA hat, a New York hat. Like, dang, let's step it up sometimes. And let me tell you this, it looks expensive.
And that motherfucker is $15, but yeah, guess what?
It looks like it can be expensive to me,
Right. But anyway, man, let's get into this topic today, man. Let's talk about this mess with the dress. And so recently, Marlon Wayans, shout out to Marlon Wayans. I like Marlon Wayans, by the way.
Whole family.
Yeah, legendary family, the Wayans family, of course. But he was asked, I don't know if he was on a radio show or somebody's podcast or whatever, but he was asked how he felt about the conversation about Black men having to wear dresses in Hollywood and all of that stuff and the stigma that's around that. And I should have had it pulled up, his response, what he said.
Can you play audio from your page?
Oh yeah, I got it on my page. Let me just play. Let me play. All right. Let me go to my page and I'll play his response to it real quick. All right. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Bear with me just a second. All right. There go the post right there. Let me share this so y'all can hear what he said. And it's not the whole thing, but you'll get the gist of what he was saying. You'll get the gist of what he's saying from this right here. All right. Here we go. Boom. And this is it right here.
What about the Black man putting on a dress conversation?
You talking to a Black man that put on a dress? Mm-hmm. I don't. That conversation to me it's silly because it's a negative thing that is only in Black people. We have, for some reason, been programmed to look down on the craziest parts about our experience, that we're supposed to not embrace our past, not embrace our history, not embrace our heroes, not embrace our different levels of comedy, that we have to be this way.
And I'll play the DC Curry part in a minute, but to be honest, I didn't know what the hell Marlon was talking about. He was kind of babbling, if you ask me. Like, I don't know what he was trying to say. Talking about we're programmed not to embrace our past. We're programmed not to embrace our heroes. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? And there was another part, because I seen it, where he was talking about no one said anything about the one that played Mr. Doubtfire.
Robin Williams,
wearing a dress for Mrs. Doubtfire. And my thing is, why are we always comparing us to them as if they're the standard? We're not them. We don't have to do what they do. It's no comparison.
Right. People have different cultures and different cultural norms. So what's good for them ain't necessarily good for us.
Right. And the messaging too was different as well. Although he brought that up, the messaging in that was totally different too.
What you mean? Elaborate on that.
Because Robin Williams pretended to be Mrs. Doubtfire in order to get more access to his children, to get more time with his children due to a divorce. So he was doing what he needed to do, even going in disguise as a woman, to get the time that he needed with his children because of a messy divorce.
Okay, so you're saying the context of the story, the
The
character and all
context
that?
of it was, a funny movie, I guess, but the context of it was a person, a man, doing what he has to do in order to be a part of his children's life. You would probably do that, maybe as a man, to get access to your children, if even in a sneaky way, if this is what I have to do because I want to be in my kids' life, I want them to know that I'm here. I want to know how they're living. I have this situation with my, ex-significant other, whatever I got to do, to get to my babies, I'm willing to do as a woman. And I'm sure a lot of good men are as well. I just feel like when we're looking at Black men in dresses, it's not the same necessary message. It's making fun of the aunties and the grandmamas and, the Black women in the family and, all these stereotypes and stuff like that.
I see where you're coming from with all that, but I think when it comes to Hollywood and putting these dudes in these dresses and all of that, it's really all about the optics. So the story can be whatever the story is. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people say, well, even with Marlon Wayans and them doing White Chicks, their family, they do a lot of their own productions and stuff like that. It's not Hollywood putting them in a dress. They choosing to put their own self in a dress or whatever. Kind of like, the opinion that I said a couple of weeks ago about Madea, what's his name?
Right. Oh, Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry. You know what I'm saying? Like he was doing that before he made it to Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? He created this character for himself. It was his own choice. So, I kind of give Tyler Perry a pass when it comes to that. And now when it comes to the White Chicks in particular, I think it's a funny movie. Yeah. I thought the movie was hilarious.
Sisters,
huh?
I said, but they have sisters. They could have played that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Right. But it still goes along with what you were saying about the context of the story, right? They were supposed to be like undercover or whatever the case may be. So it's a lot of ways that people could try to justify doing it. But the point of the matter is, I think Marlon Wayans, he could have just spoke about his own experience and, his choice to do whatever he did and not try to erase and make it seem like we're all crazy and we're not seeing what we're seeing, not trying to erase the narrative of what's actually happening in Hollywood, what's been happening for a long time in Hollywood with trying to emasculate the image of the Black male. That's a real thing. That's not something that we're just imagining. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I felt like, him babbling with his response was just dismissive of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You made a choice to do what
he
you
feels
do.
some kind of way about it, though. Now that it's been brought up and numerous times, I think they're starting to feel a way about, being put in the dresses. And then he's bringing up, we're trying to, move away from our history. Well, the history of Black men being castrated and forced to wear dresses and all these things, that's the real history of it. If you want to talk about that, sir. So maybe you need to go do some studying before you start wagging your fingers about, the Black men and women who don't agree with it, don't agree with the optics of it.
Right. Because I really don't know what he meant when he said that. Like we're programmed to not embrace our history. I mean, they was putting Black men and boys in dresses on the plantation.
To buck break them.
They was degendering us on the plantation. You know what I'm saying? There's a long history of that. And we are embracing that, and that's why we calling it out. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, the comparison of what's okay for them is supposed to be okay for us. No, we come from a totally different culture than what they come from. You know what I'm saying? And if you watch the film, Buck Breaking that Tariq Nasheed did, they go all the way back into the history of the so-called Europeans or whatever. And soon as they, even before, even while they was in the caves and all that stuff, they was on that buck breaking stuff with each other.
Right.
But really, once they left Europe and started going around the world, that was the main thing that they did when they conquered people. Degender, especially the men. And castrating men, making eunuchs and all of this stuff.
Exactly.
Part of their culture. You know what I'm saying? And
not our culture.
The other thing is, they're the ones that are in power. So they can afford to do certain things and be loose with their image, where we can't really afford that because they're the ones that's in control of their own image. I don't know what's going on with Nice D's camera over there. Can you still hear us? Okay, she'll get it together in a second. But you know what I'm saying? their community is the one that's in control of the narrative. Their community is the one that's in control of the images when it comes to Hollywood and all of that stuff. So they can afford to play around with their images, stuff like that. We can't afford to allow that to happen, because when it happens with us, it's something that's being done to us, not being done by us. Even if you want to say, you know, certain people are producing their own movies or whatever, and they're making these decisions on their own or whatever, there's a system in place, and certain things have to be done in order for these people to get green lights. You know,
I was just going to say that.
In order for your career to be accelerated, there's certain things that you have to go through, and we're not just imagining this. You know what I'm saying? And that's what DC Curry was talking about in the second part of this clip. I'll play that now. And so DC Curry kept it real. And this is from a few years back when he was asked this, but he kept it a buck.
Got offered some parts that I said I can't do that. Even though it's acting, I just and then it would start messing with your mind. Why would they offer me a part like that? So far away. What do you want me to be a woman for? When you got black women actresses who are funny in Hollywood, been out there trying to make it, and you want to give me a part like that?
So they try to put you in a dress?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was kind of like, you know, you're going to bite this bullet and then you in. Well, you got the wrong nigga.
See what I'm saying? He said it's kind of like, if you bite this bullet and then you in. So it's a humiliation ritual.
It's a humiliation.
You know what I'm saying? Before they allow you to take your career to the next level, before they give you a big platform and allow you to start making the big bucks in Hollywood, they got to have something on you. Because what they want to do is, they know that innately black people reject that image. It's naturally not a part of our culture. It's naturally not a part of who we are. And there's also drama associated with it. I mean, trauma associated with it through epigenetics because of what happened to us on the plantations and all of that, right? And so they know we innately reject that. And so what it does when they have these Hollywood actors doing this stuff, what it does is it kind of cuts them off from the grassroots community. It kind of cuts them off from our full on support like they would normally have. And so whenever it's time for them to yank their chain, start outcasting them in Hollywood, they won't have the support of the grassroots because we already looking at them funny style based on them going along with these humiliation rituals. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how Hollywood looks at it.
And I was also thinking, he recently came out and said that he has a trans son or daughter or something. So I was, when he said what he said, we're, basically, rejecting certain parts of our history. LGBT and all that is not a part of our history. It was something that was forced on us, just like slavery was forced on us. That's not who we are inherently. That's not what we were born into. We were not raping each other unless it was by force. Breeding farms, people were forced into breeding farms on those plantations. That's not something we volunteer to do. Hey, pick me. You know what I'm saying? So it just irks me when it's the finger wagging. It's the finger wagging, and these people cannot step up and just say, you know what, we were wrong. You know what I'm saying? When we look back, on our history and the things that our ancestors had gone through on those plantations, to basically make a mockery of that, it wasn't okay. Say that.
Right.
We can respect that.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not a coincidence that, we could just go through the list of black men who've had to do this. We could just go through the list. The list goes on forever. It's not nothing new. So that's my thing with the way Marlon responded to that was like, you're just trying to make it seem like we all crazy. We ain't seeing what we seeing. Like, if you want to, justify what you did and your own decisions, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? You can talk about why you did what you did and you're okay with it, you're comfortable with it. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? But to try to just erase the whole entire narrative and make it seem like we just making it up, that's the fuck shit that I don't like.
Or that we're homophobic, because that's the narrative. He didn't say it, but I felt like that was the narrative. They love to push that whole we're homophobic narrative on us just because we don't agree with something. I don't have to agree. That doesn't make me phobic about anything. I don't agree.
Yeah. What do you mean we're programmed?
Right.
And if we're programmed by who? Who's doing the programming?
Right.
Where does the programming coming from? And that wouldn't make sense to me, because we see the type of programming that's being attempted on us. So if we were being programmed, if the program was actually working, then we would be going along with all of this buck breaking stuff, because that's what they're trying to do with the program that they put in out. You know what I'm saying? The people that control Hollywood, the people that control the education system, all of this stuff is being pushed towards this whole LGBT agenda. And so that's the way that they're trying to program us. They're not programming us to reject it. So where's the programming coming from? I don't understand what he's trying to say with that.
Makes no sense. He was babbling. He was babbling, like we said. That was all babble.
Right. Right. So at the end of the day, you know, you do what you do, but we don't got to accept that stuff, man.
It ain't.
We ain't got to accept that stuff, man. And so as we moving along, what else we got going on? Because we're gonna try to keep these broadcasts a little more brief for y'all, man. We be on here for hours chopping it up with y'all. We be having fun, to be honest. We be having fun. But what I realize is a lot of people, when they like to catch the replays and they see that it's 2.5 hours long, they be like, man, I ain't about to watch all this.
Right.
So we're gonna try to shorten it up a little bit going forward.
Get to the point.
Yeah, what else we got to talk about today?
Well, I want to talk about a judge orders a teen to write a book report as punishment for his alleged mass shooting plot. So the 13-year-old reportedly shared his intentions to shoot up the members of the Temple Israel Synagogue in Ohio on Discord. And you bad boy, you write a book report. Bad. No. That's what that was. No. Remember that when your kids were little and you're telling him not to touch stuff on the table? No.
Right.
So this
Can you read the headline again one more time, real slow for the people?
I know I do talk fast, y'all. I can't help it. Judge orders teen to write a book report as punishment for alleged mass shooting plan.
Crazy.
No.
Literally slap on the wrist.
Literally.
They babify these people and they adultify our kids when they do anything. When they do anything wrong, they're treated like not even just like adults. They're treated like animals. But they act like these are just babies and they're just so innocent and they can do no wrong. So we're just gonna make him write an essay. I make my son write an essay when he's running in the hallway or something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He get in trouble for running in the hallway or something like that. He gotta write an essay.
Serenity is downstairs writing standards right now. Literally. I have her downstairs writing standards right now.
They seek white validation via Oscars, Grammys, etc. White chicks didn't even win no awards, but Miss Doubtfire did, and allegedly White Chicks was a hit. I think White Chicks was a hit.
It was.
But good point. Good point.
I'm gonna read a little bit more of the article. It says a judge ordered a 13-year-old boy to write a book report on Carl Lutz after the boy was arrested for planning a mass shooting at a Jewish synagogue in Ohio. The teen allegedly made and shared a detailed plan on Discord, an online messaging platform, to shoot up the members of the Temple Israel Synagogue in Canton, Ohio. Police learned about the boy's plan on September 1st, according to NBC News, and he pleaded guilty on Friday to misdemeanor counts of inducing panic and disorderly conduct. A misdemeanor. As punishment, the boy is banned from using the internet unsupervised, and he must continue seeing a licensed therapist. The judge also ordered him to write a book report on Lutz, a Swiss diplomat who saved thousands of Jewish people in World War II.
So this was a judge. Family, this happened in a court of law. This isn't what like the principal or the teacher or the counselor or anything gave him this assignment because of his bad behavior at school. This was in a court of law. The judge sentenced him to write a book report.
Now imagine if this boy was Jerome from the hood.
And he was going to shoot up a synagogue?
Right. Just imagine.
Yeah, family. So it's another day. It's another day in the system of white supremacy.
Moving along. So Alabama prisoners' bodies returned to families with hearts and other organs missing, lawsuit claims. So we have, if you've been hiding under a rock only, you have heard, I'm sure, about the 251 bodies that was found behind some prison out there in Alabama. There was a lot of unreported missing Black people, and they mysteriously found them, at this unmarked cemetery somewhere out there in Alabama. And so now these families are coming to claim their bodies, and they have missing organs. So organ harvesting in Alabama.
And this unmarked cemetery was either behind or beside a police station, by the way.
Correct.
It was on the grounds of the police station out there. All right. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago on the show as well. And so now the bodies are being returned and organs are missing. And so what they're trying to say, they trying to blame it on the buzzards. They're trying to blame it on the buzzards. The buzzards done ate up all the organs or whatever the case may be. But
not the buzzards.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Just ad popped up over here. Close that ad on here. But yeah, this is on CBS News. Y'all make sure y'all go check out the full article so you can get the full context of that story right there. But yeah, man, it's crazy, man. This is they trying to tell us all of this stuff is in the past. All of this stuff is in the past. And one thing I saw too from the lawyers, as I think Lee Merritt and Ben Crump might be involved in this.
I know Crump is definitely in it.
Yeah. But anyway, they was trying to say, and it's not racial because there were some white families too. There was some. Right. Man, I looked up the racial demographics. It's 98% Black people down there.
Right. So
it's 98% Black people down there. And so a couple of white meth heads probably got caught up in the mix too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they do white sacrifices all the time. And so just because they found a couple of white bodies and a couple of white families are involved with this lawsuit or whatever they got going on, that makes it not racial, y'all.
Right.
That means none of this stuff ain't racial. They ain't got nothing to do with race, by the way. And Ben Crump and them make sure that they always got to say something like that. That pisses me the hell off.
All the time. First of all, with those stats, he should have never opened up his ugly mouth to say that.
Right. And I be trying to give Crump some props. You know what I'm saying? He make it hard, man. Because moving on to the next thing. Shout out to George Clinton. Our brother George Clinton finally got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Walk of Fame. I wish I could have gone.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? He looked definitely happy about it. I know, people know now that people have to pay to get their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah.
Usually somebody sponsors it or whatever the case may be. So I don't know who was behind getting him his star, but it's well deserved. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's a legend in all across music genres or whatever, but especially in the funk, foundational Black American music. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely a legend. But how that ties into the Ben Crump thing is, like I said, I've been trying to give Crump some type of props, but he's representing George Clinton and a bunch of other artists in a class action lawsuit against a lot of these record companies for their long-standing and these rapey contracts that they got going on. I know I ain't supposed to use that word on here. My bad.
I hope he get every dollar because he's obviously of age. It's been long overdue. He deserves it, and to leave something behind to his family. So I hope that they move the needle on that.
Yeah, it's a multi-billion-dollar class action suit that they got going on that is it might rock the whole industry. So hopefully they make some progress and have some success with that. I like to see shit like that. And so I could pop my collar to Ben Crump for doing shit like that. But when it comes to this other stuff, Ben, you got to cut that shit out, man.
Yeah,
you got to cut that shit out, man.
You know what? As speaking of cutting it out, he actually tweeted something. I want to say this morning about what is his name? Let me make sure I get it because he's out there. I believe in Atlanta, one of those little council people, whatever. But he was talking about how he has this reparations bill, and Crump went onto his social media platform and he decided that he was gonna, highlight. Reparations, and this fool is talking about free school and all this bull crap. No, reparations, and Dr. Sandy Darity actually responded to his message, about that. School ain't got nothing to do with reparations. That's not reparations, and that's for everybody. That's not specific. The language isn't specific, and none of that. So I'm going to read it if I can. Here it is. Representative Jamal Bowman's $14 trillion reparations bill aims to address the legacy of slavery. The bill would offer free education at HBCUs and restore voting rights for incarcerated individuals. Call your rep and tell them to vote yes on this good bill. Sit your ass down.
What the hell is that?
Sit your ass down.
They just try to put together any old type of program and call it reparations.
Right.
Reparations is very specific. Reparations is a very specific claim for a very specific group of people. And the specificity is cut the check for foundational Black Americans. It's really that simple.
That's all. And I want to read what Dr. Sandy Darity responded. He says, HBCUs don't just serve Black Americans whose ancestors were enslaved in the U.S. More education for Black students won't close the racial wealth gap anyway. Ending a harm like voting restrictions for incarceratees isn't compensation for the harm. Not a bad idea, but not reparations.
Exactly. And there's a lot of programs like that that are being proposed.
Already.
There are some good programs out there that are being proposed by certain people, different cities, different states, and on a federal level. I've seen some programs that are pretty good programs for the American people, pretty good programs for minorities and marginalized communities, but it ain't reparations.
It ain't reparations. And that's not us.
Right.
I'm not a minority. I'm not a people of color or person of color. Some of those things, I'm marginalized, yes, but I'm a foundational Black American first.
But I do want to say this though, and we talked about it a while back with when what's his name, Robert Kennedy? Is it Robert Kennedy?
Robert Kennedy Jr. Yeah.
Yeah, Robert Kennedy Jr. When he was on the Breakfast Club, he was talking about a program that he had. But people was talking about reparations, and he was speaking against reparations. He said he wasn't for it. But the program that he was presenting was specifically for Black people. I don't think it was just for foundational Black Americans, but it was a program that he was presenting specifically for Black people, and he wasn't trying to call it reparations. And I felt like a lot of people did miss that. Now he out here trying to justify his family putting wiretaps on Dr. King and all of that shit.
Right.
So I'm not endorsing this nigga at all. But I'm just saying, I think a lot of people did miss that when he was talking about, I forgot the name of the program that he had. I'm pretty sure it's on his website or whatever, if y'all want to go check it out. But he was talking about some type of housing program or something that would be specific for Black people.
It'll be specific, but it's not reparations.
He wasn't trying to call it reparations, though. He was saying reparations wasn't a good idea, but this is what I got for y'all. You know what I'm saying?
His reasoning, though, for saying
need to be presented.
Right, and his reason for saying it wasn't a good idea is because he doesn't feel like the people that could pass it would. More,
right?
You know what I mean? That's
he said, I can't get that done.
People are making promises that they can't even fulfill.
Right. He said, y'all want to go after reparations? I ain't going to get in y'all way, but y'all do that. But this is what I know how to do. And as far as that is concerned, I was cool with that, and I think programs like the one that you just read off should be presented in the same way. Don't try to pass it off as reparations to try to appease us. You know what I'm saying? That's where the game comes in at. And so, yeah, we got to pay attention to every detail and go through this stuff with a fine-tooth comb and make sure that the language is correct from top to bottom. That's our job.
Yep.
That's our job.
That's definitely our job. And speaking of, bills and things like that, a new Florida bill to consider defamation if accused of racism, sexism, homophobia, and transphobia. Now, out there in Florida, they be on some different type of crazy. They be on some different type of crazy out there. Like, y'all ain't got nothing better to do.
Different type of time. And did he drop out of the race, by the way?
Yes.
DeSantis?
Yes. DeSantis dropped out today.
He dropped out today. Mm-hmm. So that's breaking news.
That's breaking news. DeSantis did drop out today. So be looking for him to try to get his VP, seat.
Is that what he's trying to do?
That's what definitely. Him and that Vivek dude too. Him too. They all want to, stand next to Trump.
Yeah. So Trump out here whooping ass on the GOP ticket.
And they ain't even campaigning. He ain't even campaigning. Imagine if he was actually campaigning right now.
Trump out here whooping ass on that GOP ticket. I mean, by landslides. Ain't nobody even close to him. And that's bipartisan too, because Joe Biden's numbers ain't nowhere close to Donald Trump's numbers. No. Now, it's crazy. It's crazy when you got a man who is under federal indictment.
Lord.
You know what I'm saying? Being accused of all type of anything that they could throw at him being thrown at him. You know what I'm saying? He's a frothing at the mouth anti-black racist. And this is the guy you having a hard time beating. That shows how bad the Democratic Party really is. That shows how trash the Democratic Party really is. If this is the guy that y'all having a hard time against.
Right. It's sad. It's embarrassing. And I'm sorry, Biden, but going to a black family's house and eat some catfish nuggets with some hot sauce on the side ain't doing it. We're over that. Over that. That's not gonna cut it. You gotta cut the check, bro. Otherwise, you might as well pack y'all stuff up now. Move out.
I was just about to bring that up. So I don't know if y'all seen it, but man, Joe Biden. Yesterday in North Carolina, I stopped by Eric's house. Now, I don't know who Eric is, but yesterday in North Carolina, I stopped by Eric's house to have lunch with him and his two sons. I brought some cookout. They were an impressive family. Eric's an award-winning educator, and his sons are both athletic and academic all-stars. Hold on, let me open this up. Oh, I can't open the rest of that. The caption up. He said we talked about the importance of whatever. This nigga showed up literally with some fried chicken,
literally,
and some goddamn Arnold Palmer.
We can't this just shows how low bar they are as it comes to us, that he can come sit across a black man and his two black children, two young men, with some catfish nuggets and hot sauce, lying. With no policy specifically to us, flooding us with illegal aliens, racist, anti-black illegal aliens at that, you know what I'm saying? And putting them above us as it pertains to economic, right? We have a lot of homeless veterans here, black veterans that served our country, you know what I'm saying? A former incarcerated, black men and women that can't get housing, jobs, none of that stuff. And he entertaining illegal aliens.
Right. Illegal aliens get specific tangibles allocated to them, and black people that built the country, this is what we get. And I'm gonna play this on mute because of the music. But shout out to Nikki DeGard. Shout out to Sister Nikki DeGard. She posted this on her Instagram page. This is Joe Biden going to visit Eric and his two sons. And this is what we're supposed to vote for, family. This is why we gotta vote. This is why we gotta vote blue right here, because he cares so much about the people that he even paid a visit to a couple of Negroes and had some fried chicken. This is what we get. Everybody else gets legislation. Everybody else gets tangibles, money. You know what I'm saying? This is what we get, family. Symbolic nothing burgers.
Symbolic nothing burgers with a bunch of nothing on the side. You got illegal aliens. There's some townhomes that are being built. I forget what city it was, but townhomes that are newly built that they're going to be housing illegal aliens in for 2 years for free. Not only that, they're getting they're going to be getting housing for free. These townhomes that they're newly built, some of them are not even completed. It's a tract of a community of brand new townhomes, and these illegal aliens get to live there for 2 years for free.
Man, you know what I could do with that?
Man, imagine not having to pay rent for 2 years.
You know what I'm saying?
And getting a stipend, and a social security number with a 750 credit score, more than likely, and walk up into the bank and get, a business loan or whatever other kind of loan that you need to get yourself, ahead of Black people. Just imagine that.
Let me tell you something, Democrats. That ain't exactly reparations, but I'll vote for that.
Man.
Shit, y'all need some votes? Let us get some of that.
That, man, specifically.
You know what I mean? We can't even get that.
No, that's not even an offer. They want us to vote for LGBT, illegal aliens, and stop opioid use for their people when they locked all ours up, during the crack era. But now we're supposed to have compassion and feelings for, these pill poppers, or meth heads and stuff like that. We're supposed to, dig in our sympathy bag for them.
So in other words, slavery.
Right.
Because only slaves are expected to do something for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Only slaves are supposed to sacrifice themselves for the benefit of other people.
Right.
So basically, we're supposed to know our place as the slaves and the burden bearers of this nation. Shut up and vote blue no matter who. And as y'all poll numbers and stuff are showing y'all, that's not happening anymore, family. That's not happening anymore.
Can you post that last video that I just posted? This is just for those who still are confused or, in denial, about, Democrats. Let's listen to it straight from the horse's mouth.
Okay.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people.
No. So that's what I say when you tell me to go to the polls. No.
And that's a good way to end the show right there, man. We can end today's broadcast on that note right there, man. I appreciate everybody tapping in with us today. What? Nicely. We can't be here all day.
Give me 3 minutes, y'all. 3 more minutes. So, Slave Haven temporary closes following fire, sources say. So in Memphis, Tennessee, a cultural landmark and museum, Slave Haven, was reportedly on fire this past Saturday. So yesterday at around 2 p.m., the fire began to blaze, and the Memphis Fire Department were called to the scene. So when I saw this, the first thing that I thought, were, all the bombings and things like that, but also what happens here right in LA where I live with Tariq Nasheed. His has not been set ablaze, but it's been vandalized several times. So anytime there's I bet that's not happening at the Defamation League or whatever their museum is called, but it's always happening, to our, foundational Black American, museums and things like that. And really, this is not even headline news. Why?
Right. And I think it was last week in LA also, there was another gravesite that was vandalized, right? With some historical
people, personally, that are buried there right now. I know 4 people that are buried there. So just a few months back, there was people were going up there to put flowers and things like that on the gravesite. It was completely closed. And so there was this memo thing that was kind of going around saying that they needed to call the city offices or something like that. And so people couldn't even, they closed the gate, had a lock on it. It was trashed, everything. As a matter of fact, my son's great grandmother is, buried there on his dad's side. And so his dad went up there, hopped the fence because you couldn't get in. They completely closed it down just to find her grave or whatever. Nothing was, her stone wasn't, taken off or anything, but it was trash. Like people throwing cups, bags of trash. It was just filthy. And so they have been calling. And so we were hearing at that time that the owners of it was losing it and losing the property or something like that. And then mysteriously it opened back up. They cleaned the trash up, but now this vandalism is happening. So it was a lot of stuff going on as it
So I
pertains to
wonder
this
if that's
specific property.
even the same one. I wonder if that's even the same one that I was talking about, because the one that I was talking about, they were saying something about people were specifically looking for metal. They were taking off the metal parts of the plates or whatever with people's names on it and all that, because they wanted the copper and whatever other type of metal that they had, that they used for the mausoleums and stuff like that. It's the same place?
It's the same place because, it's people that's been buried there for a long, long time. A lot of those tombstones are not even made by that same material anymore. That place has been there for a very, very long time, but it was closed down, for a minute. And my son's dad actually jumped over the fence, but he only went, to where his, granny was to make sure, like, nothing was missing, but it was just trash, couldn't get in. And that was going on for some months. And it was just like this memo surfacing around that they needed to call, to figure out how, if they're going to move their loved ones somewhere else because they were going into bankruptcy or they were losing the property and it was going to be awarded, I guess, to the city or the state. It was like a bunch of stuff circulating around that same cemetery. But I guess it wasn't true. Somebody just wasn't doing what they were supposed to do.
Yeah. And so like you were saying, this stuff happens all around the country, different parts of the country, specifically to Black landmarks and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We're attacked even in the grave, family. Even in the grave. From the cradle to the grave, literally, we are under constant threat and attack. And so that's why it's so important for us to keep the steady beat, the steady march of the beat of reparations popping, because our economic empowerment is the only way that we're going to really be able to put ourselves in a position to be able to protect ourselves as a community. That along with the proper mindset and us being on code with each other, you know what I'm saying? But having those resources is going to put us in a position that we need to be in to have the proper protections, because nobody is coming to save us, man. We got to do this for ourselves.
Absolutely. And then we got to also stop voting, against our own, best, we work against ourselves by voting Democrat. I'm sorry. And I'm not saying vote for Trump, because Trump hasn't offered us reparations or anything specific, in my opinion. The language is always about minority and marginalized people. So that's not specific to us. But what I'm saying is you stop voting against your best interest as a group. Whoever has policies that does not harm us, because anyone, to me, you'll get my vote if you're talking about closing borders. You know what I'm saying? Is that, specific to foundational Black Americans? No, but what's going on right now is also harmful to me, to my people. So, I'm looking at that. I'm looking at these ballots and I'm looking at these people's websites to see what specifically, even if it's not specific to foundational Black American, but how can we as a group benefit from it?
You're right. You're right, though, because the people who are harmed the most by these open border policies are foundational Black Americans specifically. And the Democrats will try to tell you about some of the programs that supposedly, even though it's for everybody, we're going to benefit from it the most. So in that case, we would benefit from it the most because we're harmed by it the most.
Right.
So I understand that. I understand that completely.
And before we go, one more thing. We're counseling. I know we ain't supposed to be in part of cancel culture, but he's canceled till further notice. Flies caping for immigrants, talking stupid to Black people who are saying that, we do not want open borders, and y'all worried about, these people coming over to get y'all jobs. These people ain't worried about y'all, and I can get it though. And you know who else was on that type of time was Ebro. he actually shared Ply's thing on his Instagram yesterday, in reference to the immigrant stuff. And so these people will do anything, to appease their paymasters, and there's no way Ebro, who sits next to his co-host, who is part of, the J community, there's no way you'll be talking like that with him. No way.
Send it to me on Twitter. I'll play it real quick before we get out of here. Send it to me on Twitter. Yeah, I think Plies is sent. Because Plies
clearly. But it's getting out of hand. Oh, here it is, right here. Perfect. I'm finna send it to your Twitter handle. It's in there right now. You should have it.
And we getting ready to wind down, family, but I'm gonna play this Plies thing that she's talking about just for people who might not have seen it. Because this dude is clearly a op. I mean, clearly a op.
Clearly.
All right, let me share this with y'all. Hold on a second. Let me share this with y'all. And as we get ready to close out in a few minutes, family, make sure that y'all hit the like button. Again, share this out on your social media platforms. Let everybody know that we are live. I mean, we ain't about live no more, but share this out on your social media platforms so people can check out the replay and all of that as well. And so we appreciate y'all tapping in with us as always. We will be back again next week, Sunday, with another banging episode of Cecile of the Godcast. But let's check this dude Plies out before we get out of here.
I had a conversation with a motherfucker about immigrants. Motherfucker said, oh, they just come over here and they take our job. Check y'all jobs. What motherfucker?
First of all, that ain't even what we saying.
At all. At all.
That ain't even what we saying. Nobody's even saying that. You know what I'm saying? They're coming over here and they're receiving preferential treatment. They are being elevated above us purposely, intentionally. They're trying to create these buffer classes to keep us at the bottom of society. That's what we're saying. They're being funded. They have anti-Black racism as part of their culture. And they're being funded. They're being allocated resources. They're being lifted up. They're given houses. They're given credits, clean, fresh credit scores. They're given businesses in our communities that we run out to support. And they're going to turn around and tell us how we got to pull ourselves up out of bootstrap.
Right. No money for you. You saw that one in Chicago? Lazy.
Yep.
No money for you.
That's what the problem is. Ain't nobody talking about they taking our jobs. Ain't nobody taking our jobs. Fucking job. The job that nobody don't want. The job that everybody think they too motherfucking good for anyway. The motherfucking people walk 17 motherfucking days.
You mean the jobs that we already did, and that's the reason why there's a country to flee to in the first place? The only reason why they have a country to flee to in the first place is because we did those jobs? That's the jobs you're talking about?
Sleeping motherfucking aluminum foil for 8-9 motherfucking months in the rain, sun, every motherfucker.
Go home.
Swim across the motherfucking Atlantic Ocean.
Go home.
Just the motherfucker come over here to provide a motherfucking service. And y'all don't want a motherfucking over here?
No.
You're supposed to be greeting the motherfuckers at the border with motherfucking old moms if you ask me.
Take them to
Ain't
y'all.
nobody asked you.
Need to be throwing.
Ain't nobody asked you. Ain't nobody asked you. I can't even do that voice. I don't know where you get that high ass voice from. Where's this nigga's family from?
We've been, Lord, everybody asking. Everybody asking. We need some receipts real quick. Because he's going too hard. He's going too hard. And he also put a message up saying if anybody with the American flag in their bio, like basically, don't talk to him or unfollow him and all this stuff. So, nigga, take yourself where you come from then. You in America talking this crap.
And inviting everybody else.
You're right.
You're inviting everybody else. So what problem you got with the flag? I don't understand.
Right.
What's the problem?
On them a motherfucking immigrant day. Y'all gave motherfucking Christopher Columbus a motherfucking day.
No, we didn't.
We ain't give Christopher Columbus a goddamn thing. Who are you talking to? Who are you addressing, sir? We ain't give Christopher Columbus shit. So I'm confused. Who are you addressing?
He is too.
And he's the biggest motherfucking thug in American motherfucking history. And you want me to motherfucking believe that they coming over here taking your motherfucking job. The reason y'all scared of the motherfuckers coming over here is the fact that they're gonna come over here and show people what hard work really motherfucking is.
The reason why we scared, first of all, if they work so goddamn hard, why they don't build up their goddamn home country then?
Right.
Why don't they stay home and work hard and build that shit up and make that shit fun?
Show me how you do it over there. Show me that you can do it over there. Then come over here and talk that mess.
Yeah, and the reason why we're scared of them coming over here is because we see the spike in the crime rates after they get here. We see all the burglaries that's taking place in our neighborhoods once they show up.
Right. And these are also people who can't even speak the language, who's coming over here, get on our police departments, and they got here at the border with anti-Black racism, and then they also come here and police our communities.
Right. That's what we're scared of. Y'all bring these anti-Black racists over here and give them badges and guns and have them police our communities. We're not supposed to be scared of that?
Right.
We're supposed to just be cool with that. You know what I'm saying? We got women and children in our community to protect. I'm gonna let this nigga finish babbling, and then we're gonna get out of here.
That's what y'all privileged motherfuckers scared on. I ain't never heard no motherfucker in the hood talking about no motherfucking immigrant took their motherfucking job. I ain't heard now motherfucking scribble.
So that's what you think about Black people, right? We just scrippers and what else he said? Just hood niggas and scrippers. That's the Black community.
But that's what he's also perpetuated in his music and bull crap. And being a fake gangster, because Jamie Foxx called that out a while ago.
I ain't never heard a motherfucker say, I went to King of Diamonds and then they give me the job, they gave me the Isabel. I ain't motherfucker heard that. Not motherfucking me. But y'all want a motherfucker to believe every time a motherfucking election coming around, oh, y'all motherfucking scared of the immigrants, the motherfucking boogeyman. But the whole motherfucking time they cut your motherfucking grass and cleaning your motherfucking house. You ain't.
Those was our job.
Cut my own grass.
Right.
Cut my own grass and I clean my own house. You know what I mean?
By the way, out here in LA, I know a Black cleaning company. You know, for anybody out here in the Long Beach, Los Angeles, Compton areas that does great work.
Yeah, anybody watching this, if you got a Black cleaning company, hit us up so we can get you on the Black Business Showcase, by the way.
Yeah, them people that got the motherfucking green card, a pink card, and none of that shit. But y'all want to act like they taking something from motherfucking you. We're supposed to be at the motherfucking border with motherfucking old moms, y'all ask me, by some motherfucking immigrant. I wish I motherfucking see them. I buy you many motherfucking Corona. I buy you motherfucking many Coronas that you motherfucking want.
Corona.
I see them in the convenience store, all the corner store. I buy it up, man. Motherfucking go. Y'all the motherfucking deserve this shit. Y'all the motherfucking one working hard. Talking about y'all scared of some motherfucking immigrants. I don't want to hear that shit.
Loud and wrong. This nigga loud and wrong. Loud and wrong. But yeah, so you know, obviously he's getting some butter biscuits for the Democratic Party. You know what I'm saying? And he going hard in the paint for him. And it just, when they drop his ass, you know what I'm saying, and flip on him, we'll see if he's going to be talking that talk, because obviously they got something on YouTube.
Right. All right, man. Shout out to First Woke Media in the chat. Shout out to Jesse Paris, aka Sour God. Appreciate all y'all tapping with us this afternoon. We about to get out of here, fam. That does it for today's episode of Sincere Love the Godcast. On your way out of here, make sure you like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. If you're watching us on Facebook or you're watching us on Sincere Love the God YouTube channel, make sure you head on over to Godcast Enterprises on YouTube and subscribe to that channel. Click the notification bell as well. That is the main headquarters for this broadcast. Shout out to my son in the back. Say peace. Everybody say peace to Seven.
What's up, y'all?
What's up?
All right,
y'all twinning in y'all glasses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, y'all twinning. Oh wait, so y'all, I made some tea cakes this weekend, and for those of y'all, if you're from the South, you may or may not know. I just want to give a little bit of history of the tea cakes. So tea cakes are foundational Black American. It's a part of Black Foundation of Black American History and Culture. Tea cakes have been in America dated back over 200 years ago, prepared by slaves in the southern United States plantations. The slaves would cook these tea cakes as a specialty for the house guests of the white slave owners, the female slave owners, when they would have tea parties.
Mm-hmm.
And I made some, and they was good.
And we want some, so I'll DM you my address. Make sure you get those to me.
I got it. I got y'all. I'm gonna make a batch. I'm gonna mail Sincere's, have them with you some coffee or some tea, or just nice and warm by themselves. They're so good.
And so remember, family, we are not the master teachers, but we are the master students and signal boosters for the voices of the new Black media. Peace and Black love.
Yeah, like that. Let's see what's in the God's mind. Listen.